Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. Try and keep it short and sweet, partly because I've got a dentist appointment, and I always try and keep these videos short and sweet if I can. But yeah, I've especially got to keep it short and sweet because I've got a dentist appointment and I'm running a bit late probably, or I might just be on time if I'm lucky. But anyway, cutting to the chase, or getting to the point or whatever. Yesterday I covered about how I'd love to encourage football development in Milan, in and across Milan. And like spaces and places for sport. So I thought today, as it's a Tuesday, I would do the same for Torino or Turin, generally even the rival clubs, Juventus and Torino. And I think Juventus, as the name in English stands for youth or means youth, should look at how they can develop more young players, because I think what's the point of being called youth if you don't develop young players? And on that note, I think Serie A generally, or Italian football in particular, should look at how it can develop more young players and like give them more opportunities, like play at least 3 under 21 players, and have like I'd love for the politicians, businesses, councils, political individuals and parties, and also the FIGC, Italian FA, and all those involved in football in Italy, or even Italians just generally across Italy, all possible Italian citizens, even possibly working with those from the diaspora. I wish they would all work together to like come up with ideas and like look at how they can develop more younger players, give them more opportunities, perhaps take more risks. I'd love to see Italian football be more attacking as well, whilst also keeping the strong defence, like reflect on the past and learn from the past, but also look to the future. And yeah, I'd love to see like managers like Pep, as I talked before about. Excuse me. I'd love to see Pep possibly at Juventus, Pep Guardiola, of course, possibly at Juventus or another Italian team, any Italian team really, and maybe even one day at Celtic, hopefully before he becomes too old and he still has his skills, he still has his marbles about him, hopefully. On the subject of Celtic, just going onto that for a bit, as it's the 13th as well, talking about some of my fears, I do worry if we're going to get the right coach, the right manager, and the right coach and the right team, or it's going to fall apart. We're going to lose players, things like I have a few fears for Juventus, and also, but yeah, I hope we get it right. Of course, I say I speak to Mark sometimes, but anyway, I was thinking like maybe one of the players, like Callum McGregor or Joe Hart, could be like the player manager. I don't know if it's controversial is the right word, but I suppose it's a polarizing idea, perhaps, for Celtic fans. I'd love to hear what Celtic fans think about that on a side note. But if they stumble across this video, but yeah, I think it'd be great to see like that could save money, like 4 or 5 million at least, or something like, on a manager, which could mean we could spend that on a player. And Scottish football players are very cheap compared to the EPL. But yeah, so I think that was the point I was going to cover. Yeah, so I'm worried about whether we get the right manager, if we're going to lose players and things like that. But I wonder, as I say, if Callum McGregor or Joe Hart could be player managers, because they sort of know Ange's system. Maybe just say like continue on from what Ange did. Maybe hopefully they heard him in the dressing room and heard him talk to other players and each other, so they could develop that. But anyway, back to Turin and the topic at hand. But yeah, I'd love for as many sponsors as possible to invest in space and places for football. And both in terms of Juventus, they went through like the Heysel disaster and a long time ago. And I wonder whether they ever got compensation, and if not, should they get compensation for such an event? And if so, should like Liverpool itself give them compensation, and maybe even UEFA, although I hope it wouldn't cause even more resentment from UEFA towards Juventus, which they seem to have, if they had to pay that compensation. But for the tragic events, like to make up for like the fact that there wasn't enough security or whatever, or yeah, the fact that those fans were crushed and many of them lost loved ones and some of them passed away themselves and things like that. So I wonder if what people think about that, whether Juventus, I suppose I'm a bit biased as a fan of Italian football generally, sorry to any Liverpool fans, but yeah, maybe then it can bring closure and they can move on. Like Juventus can like say what's in the past. Maybe I don't know. I'd just love to hear other people's opinions. I know I have some controversial opinions perhaps, but I wonder if they should get compensation. If so, should it be from Liverpool itself? Should it be from UEFA, or both? And how much should it be? And could that help to then move on? Hopefully, it wouldn't cause